let's start. Yes, the like. Join this masterclass of this month as we'll be talking about a very, very important topic. Many of us don't know we have trauma, and we are just a bunch of people going to the best version of us. And that is also showing forth in our parenting journey. That's why we want to talk about this topic today, identifying your trauma. And apart from identifying it, we want to also heal from it. So that's why I want to identify and heal from your childhood trauma. You know what? Until I began this intentional journey, I never knew I had trauma. But the truth is, most of us, hard work trauma is something we all must heal from. Just few days ago, we'll be concluding the civics of identifying your childhood trauma. While we went on that journey of identifying and healing from our childhood trauma, I knew that I also went through some traumatic experiences as a child. The truth is, childhood trauma is any any distress to cope. Many times a child goes through a particular occurrence, maybe stayed with aunt or uncle, or maybe stayed with even the parents, and one way or the other, they pass through some ugly experiences because you can't even repeat some of these things. And the child also went through such experiences with them because it's too early for a child to pass through that kind of traumatic experience. The subconscious brain of the child picks it up. And if that child fails to identify that matter and heal from it, it's going to be a problem. So, welcome up on board today. You are joining me, and I'm glad to have you join me. So, let's know where you're streaming in from. And please do us good. Share the link with your friends. Invite the other people that should be part of this that are yet to join. So, first of all, take a deep breath and reminisce back to while you were a child. Were you neglected? Were you abandoned? Did you lose your parents or a dear person to you when you were a child? Did you have some violent experiences as a child? Did you have emotional invalidation? Your emotions were never validated as a child, and your voice never mattered. And these are circumstances that shows to you that you were traumatized as a child. So if any one of these happened to you as a child, you want to then sit down and analyze it. Oh, that means there was a trauma. I just did not know it. And it's not to label ourselves, but it's to begin the journey of healing. Because that there is an existing trauma, it helps you to be able to take conscious, intentional steps to heal. And that's the focus of this webinar. It's not just for us to identify it, but for us to heal from it. Now, I'd like you to do something today, and before happened to you, like those experiences I've just mentioned. But it's also what did not happen to you that was supposed to happen to you. Maybe you were supposed to be loved, cherished, you were supposed to be heard, you were supposed to then that's trauma. Hmm. Maybe you never had emotional support from your parents or your guardians. That is trauma. Maybe you were not protected as you should as a child. That is trauma. Your emotions were not validated as a child. That is trauma. All of these small things that, well, really doesn't matter. That is trauma. If you were abused as a child, that is trauma. Hmm. And abuse can be in different orders. It could be in verbal abuse, it could be physical abuse, it could be sexual abuse, all kinds of abuse. It is trauma because it's too early for you to pass through all of those things. And I mean, even as adults, some of us also are traumatized. But our focus here this evening is the one that happened to you while you were a child because the brain have learned it and it doesn't go elsewhere. The brain has learned it is in the brain, and until you work it out, nothing good might really happen to you. So this is why it's important for you to identify it. Your healing starts when you can point at the traumatic. Now, we want to start the journey to identifying our childhood trauma. Yours might be different from mine, and mine might be different from you. So you want to begin to identify if there were recurring emotional patterns that were hard to control, maybe anger, fear, shame, guilt, rejection. These are signs of emotional trauma. If it reoccurred and reoccurred, and especially when you were a child, it shows that you were traumatized. So this could be linked to unresolved wound that you have currently as an adult. Number two, behavioral clues. When you pay attention to patterns like people pleasing all the time, or perfectionism, emotional numbness, trust issues or self-sabotage. This also is an hint that you were traumatized. I have a very wonderful mother at that. In every part of your strength, there is a weakness lying down somewhere. And so, one of the things I saw in her as a personality is the fact that she was a perfect woman. She wanted things to be done prim and proper. And as such, I am working on myself now to know that, well, life is not balanced. We just work things out. All right. So that in a bit, it's trauma. For instance, she's such that loves her house to be in order. Perfect. As I do, I still love time she's coming back while she little children growing up. She expected that by the time she comes back done, everything is set, everything is just fine and beautiful. So maybe when she goes out today, we are not able to meet it up. She would not be happy at it. So at other times, because I saw that result, I would just want to make things better and to make her happy the next time. So I'll try to put in all of my effort to do that. But again, instead of me to receive, oh, well done, you even tried this time around. Next time, just do that. She was still so I was just trying to perfect it all the time. But that is not bad. There is, but the truth here is again that is trauma. So for a child can never have a perfect system because he or she is still growing. So in the process of children learning to do things, they will make mistakes, and a child is not an adult. Okay, so emotional intelligence that she never had was that, oh, this child is learning to become. So why she's even still trying to do this, she might not get it perfectly. All right. So, but the truth here is that is strong. So if you add behavioral clues of all the emotional numbness, you talk to somebody, say, how are you today? Say, are you okay? What is wrong? The person is not talking. And that's the experience you had with maybe somebody you grew up with as a child. It has a way of affecting you negatively. Also, behavioral clues that shows that you were traumatized. Number three, triggers and overreaction. We had, if you add strong reactions to certain words, some behaviors, or environment that can signal unresolved trauma, that again in itself is trauma. If you stayed in some places in Lagos, Oshodi, Mushiolosha, and all of those rugged places in Lagos, it has a negative way of traumatizing who you become as an adult. Because as a child, you were faced with all of these things. Break bones and then they break stones or break bottles and they begin to beat themselves and fight, and you witness it as a child consistently in an environment where you are growing up. It will negatively impact your brain. That is trauma because it's not normal. And the next one is physical manifestation. So when you experience chronic tension, health issues, and certain body pains that can be somatic memories of trauma. I had some, though God bless my mother, she's a wonderful mother. She went through some experiences health-wise growing up, and as a child and being the first child, I witnessed some of those things right on first time with her, which created some fears inside of me as I was growing up. And I was thinking, oh God. So if womanhood is like this, how will it be if I grow up? I hope I won't have this issue. I hope I won't have that issue. But thanks to God, I never repeated on any one of those things. And because I'm on my journey to healing. The point here is if you experience chronic tension, environment is always tense, and everything is always happening to you in the environment where you grew up for, wow, it can be very dangerous for you. And that means you are traumatized. If there were negative issues around you growing up, body pain today, body pain tomorrow, the environment is not just sweet for you, then it's an existence of trauma. Now let's do a practical hint here. You want to write down situations where you often feel extremely angry, abandoned, rejected, or fearful. Then you want to ask yourself, when was the first time I remember feeling this way, if you are able to pick when you were able to feel this way, then the answer can lead you back to the root of what you experienced. That can show you what the issue is right first time. Until you do this analysis, you might not be able to find out that you have some traumas. I never knew, like I said. And so growing up into adulthood, I relate to people, I have mentees, I have people around, and they are always looking at me as though my standard is very high and all of those possibility because of that little trauma that I experienced of always wanting things to be prim and proper. All right. So this is why you must identify what yours is and go on it. It's not a destination. And as you heal gradually, you must appreciate your wins. You must appreciate the little progresses that you are having so you can get better on the journey. Now, let's now talk about the issue of healing. Healing here is very important. You need to acknowledge and accept all that has happened to you. Don't do like they don't exist. Because the day you acknowledge and accept what truly happened to you, that's when your healing begins. When you acknowledge that something painful actually truly happened to you, and you are not lying about it, you are not covering something up, you are not doing like it does not exist, that day your healing begins. So it could be painful, it could be hurting, it could be whatever it is. It seems like you don't even want to recall or remember it. But the truth is, it did happen. Yes. So you must acknowledge that truly this thing happened. Now that it happened, what do you want to do? You want to heal. So acknowledge and accept what happened to your younger version of yourself without judging yourself. Ah, I wish I did this way. I wish I did that. I wish I did not go to that place. I wish that. No, no, no. It has happened. It has happened. Maybe you even went through some experiences of rape, or you went through some experiences that were so nasty as a child that really were so hurting. You need to now acknowledge and accept what really happened to you. Number two, inner child work. That thing that happened to you as a child has not left you if you have not healed up. So it happened to the small child inside of you, which we call the inner child. So you need to now connect with that inner child, embrace that inner child, the younger version of you who is still hurting. You can do this by you journaling. You can do this by you journaling. You can do this by you visualizing, imagining you are safe now and I love you. You matter. Your voice matters. You are loved beyond all that had happened to you. Your voice matters, and you do every day to reassure your inner child that you want more than whatever life has thrown at you. Number three is for you to forgive and reparent yourself. You can begin to write this, inscribe these little things for us on the chat box. So number one is going to be fair for the children you are going to raise and for generations that will come after if you fail to reparent yourself. Because your parents did all they knew when they were raising you. Because how we have turned out today is dependent on who raised us. What the person that raised us knew, and the environment we all grew up from. These three things are what have made us resort to who we are now as adults. So that's the best your parents knew, and that's why you cannot bring that version of you into parenting your children. So the best you want to do for yourself is to forgive that your inner child, forgive that what happened to that younger version of yourself, and do what? Reparent yourself. And here you say, how do I now want to reparent myself? So this is where intentionality comes in. All right. So you want to forgive yourself, not necessarily reconciling, but just to you might not also be able to forget what had happened to you because the memory has the capacity to store. But to forgive, meaning that when you remember that occurrence, you are not hurting, you are not blaming yourself again, but you forgive, you just release that hurt so you can release yourself into the next version, the next better person that you should become. So when you forgive yourself, it can release you from the grip of the past, and it also has a way to help you get better. So reparenting yourself means that you give yourself to love. to structure and to nurturing that you didn't receive when you were younger. Now we have VIP parents that we are training on how to reparent themselves so they can better train their children. One of the things most parents struggle with is structure. Structure to read books, structure to commit to the system of the community, structure to put in the sacrifice needed for them to be who they should be and to raise the kind of child they should raise. Now, that is so because of the kind of environment they grew up from and because of the kind of people that raised them. So it means they never had enough when they were growing up. So, what are we talking about? We're saying that reparenting yourself now means that you must embrace love that you never received as a child. You must embrace the structure that you are now being passed through now in the VIP community so that the better version of you can come. Because if you further push away the structure that you are being exposed to so that you can get better, you won't move forward and you will not get better. So the best thing that can actually happen to you is that you embrace the structure and nurture yourself the way you should. Because nurturing yourself will help you to become, to help you to bloom and to blossom. All right. You never received love, you never received affirmation, you never received the right structures and not nurturing that you need as a child. This is the time to reparent yourself intentionally. And structure is one thing that will help you to do. The next thing and the last thing we want to do in healing is to build a safe relationship. Build relationships that will help you or make your journey of parenting smooth. It might not be easy because parenting in itself is hard work, but it's not suffering. Parents train to get your desired parenting. You need relationships that can help you get the best version of yourself. Because healing also happens through healthy, trusting relationships, like we have in our VIP community, where we raise parents. Surround yourself with people who respect and affirm your worth. Surround yourself with people who believe in the kind of values you are trying to inculcate into the lives of your children. Surround yourself with people who believe in your vision, who believe that your voice matters. Surround yourself with people. And that's why in the community we have parents that have like minds, are being exposed to same teaching, same structure, same vision, and that helps you to be able to parent your child the way you should do. And when you can even learn from yourself to say, oh, I struggled with this, how can I do this, how can I do that? You hear parents share their experiences, how they are doing it, and how it has made them get better. Now, here is the practical hints you must do. Practice a daily check-in for yourself every day. Ask your inner child, how are you doing today? And that's where journaling will help you. I journal daily. And the very first journal I picked up was journaling gratitude. This is like the second or third year now I'm doing gratitude journaling. That has helped me to become more happier. It has helped me to become more intentional, to see what is working and be grateful for it every 365 days. You want to now do emotion journaling to say, what emotions am I feeling right now? Write it. Few days back, I told my children, or rather, it was the mentor that told my daughters they should start emotional journaling every day. I feel happy. Why did I feel happy? Because dad and mom bought chocolate or something for me. That is taking them to a journey to help them get better emotionally. The last thing you want to do on this section of healing is for you to ask your inner child. Inner child, what do you need today? Is it grace? Is it fun? Is it self-care? Whatever it is. And when you listen to the voice of your inner child, it's easy to pick what your inner child needs. As we conclude this evening, you must know that when we are talking about healing, we are focusing on the process of healing, not necessarily perfection. Okay, so just as I've mentioned perfectionism that maybe had an impact on me growing up, and as much as I am working on myself now, you might still see a bit of that. But it's not to say that it is destination. It's still a work in progress. It's still a journey. So you must know, and you must know this and extend grace to yourself because healing is not linear. Healing is not a destination. Healing is a journey. You will have good days as you begin your healing. You will have bad days all the same. You must know this. You will rise, you may also even fall. But just like the Holy Scripture says, the Scripture says, "My enemy, do not rejoice over me. For when I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord will be light unto me." So in your journey of healing, even when it seems rough, be rest assured that you have support from God, and you also have the right support of the right relationships of people around you to keep patting you on the back to say, "Baby girl, you are doing well. Just keep moving. Just keep moving." And this is the essence of this VIP community we're talking about. Now, the goal of your healing is not just to erase the past from your memory, no, but is to reclaim your power that you lost in the childhood. And it's for you to write a new story from a place of wholeness, that you can turn your mess to message. Because see, the next level of journey we are going into, whether you are to be parent or you are already a parent or you are a grandmother or grandfather, regardless of the current state you are, there is the ultimate part of you to get into it. Regardless of the current state you are, there is the ultimate part of you to get into it. Anywhere you get to, you're just being nasty. Small thing, you just react. This one you react, that one you react because you are hurting. And that's why you must heal. If you do not heal, it will be very difficult for you to fulfill your destiny holistically. Finally, be gentle with yourself. Extend grace to yourself. Because healing from childhood trauma can be a reality when you are intentional with your healing journey, right? So it is an act of bravery, it is an act of bravery, and you must be patient with yourself and you must develop deep love for yourself. Extend grace to yourself because it is doable. When I look at myself and I see much progress I've made in this journey from healing from childhood trauma, I pat myself on the back and I say, "Yes, you are doing well and I can do better." So, as we conclude this evening, I'd like you to extend this link to your friends, your families that needs this structure, this love, and this nurturing that we're talking about so they can reparent themselves, so they can heal. Many people had issues growing up, and it is affecting how they are raising their children today. They never liked how they were raised. They never liked how their parents also trained them, or some of the evil patterns they picked from their parents. But they would continue the same if they fail to heal. My challenge to you this evening is for you to heal. And if you want to know the how to heal from all of this trauma and how it is that you can reparent yourself and how it is that you can raise holistic child, a child that is whole, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, and all around, who is raised as a royalty, then the best you want to do is to slide into a DM or to type into this comment section, "I'm interested." Or you then chat me up on 08055360246, and you can join our waiting list of parents who are intentional with their journey, who would love to raise royal kids. When you do this, the how to on daily basis will be given to you. Because we have created a 13 weeks intensive coaching session for you as a VIP parent that will help you to be able to raise a royal kid, a kid that is well nurtured and well disciplined. As you do this, you'll be glad you did. Share this link with a friend and let your friend be glad that you have told them about this intentional journey and the transformational journey would date the world. Thank you for joining me today. If you have questions, can you just drop the questions in on the comment section and then we'll attend to them. ilé-iṣẹ́ ò ní ṣiṣẹ́. If there's no question, I'll be waiting for you to chat me up for further clarity. If you need one, you can also chat me up on that line that I've just shared 08055360246, and we'll be glad you did. Have an amazing day. Thank you.